Now at 5, Joplin police give an update on the condition of the victim in yesterday's shooting. Plus, how many local kids have benefited from the federal summer meals program. And the heads of some gun manufacturers testify before lawmakers about the use of their weapons in mass shootings.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, we've needed the rain. Now parts of the area are under severe thunderstorm warnings. Doug Heddy joins us. Doug.
Yeah, this is definitely the break that we have been looking for. Showers, thunderstorms, and some relief from the heat, which we are going to see over the next couple days. You can see this cluster of showers and thunderstorms pushing through southeastern Kansas, southwestern parts of Missouri. Those are not too strong or severe, just maybe some showers and a few thunderstorms, but we have all of these in our southern counties, and we do have several severe thunderstorm warnings, one right across northern parts of Delaware County. These are all kind of drifting northeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Benton County, eastern McDonald County, Berry County, and we're going to continue to have these scattered showers and thunderstorms in our southern counties over the next few hours, and then things will start to pick up again late tonight into tomorrow morning. Plenty of chances for rain. We're going to look at that, talk about it here in just a bit.
We'll see you then. Joplin police say a man shot yesterday is now in stable condition. That shooting happened yesterday afternoon. Police responded to a call of gunshots on East Hill Street and found 47-year-old Daniel Samuels of Joplin with gunshot wounds. When he was taken to the hospital, he was first reported to be in critical condition. No arrests have been made in the case, but police are still investigating. Kansas Bureau of Investigation agents have arrested a Parsons man suspected of mistreatment of an elder, felony theft, drugs, and weapons crimes. That investigation is continuing. In keeping with KOAM policy, we are not releasing the suspect's name because he has not been charged. Free or reduced lunch provided by schools are a necessity for some students during the school year. But what happens when students go home for the summer? Well, the federal summer meals program has provided boxed meals to 11 sites around Kansas to help solve this hunger issue. Students or their guardians are able to pick up a box once a week from the nearest site. As of today, the Girard, Kansas volunteers at the public library have served a total of 1,060 boxes to local youth this summer.
All of our programs, summer reading programs, our family game nights, our food program, all our numbers have starting to increase. We're still, doing all the social stuff that we should be doing on the distancing. But I think people are just ready to be back and out doing things.
Now, today was the last day the Girard site served boxes for this summer. To find another site near you or to learn more, go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Freeman Hospital in Joplin is hosting a health academy for high school students who are interested in health care. The participants job shadowed a variety of different positions throughout the hospital. Students had to apply to enter the academy, and one recalled when she got her acceptance email.
I was super excited. Even whenever they sent out the test email to make sure it was working, I snatched my phone from somebody who was playing a game just because they said it was the Freeman Health Academy. I was jumping in class. And I finally got the approval when I was at the lake house, and I was bragging to all my family about it.
When the week is over, the students will receive a certificate stating they completed the academy. President Biden is back in the Oval Office less than a week after being diagnosed as COVID positive. He isolated for 5 days following his positive test and completed a course of the antiviral Paxlovid. Testing confirmed the president had the new and highly contagious BA.5 variant, responsible for a surge of new cases nationwide. CBS News has confirmed reports the Department of Justice's criminal investigation into January 6th may be circling around former President Donald Trump. Investigators are now asking witnesses questions about the communications of people close to then President Trump and his re-election campaign. It does not necessarily mean Mr. Trump is now a target of the investigation, just that prosecutors are asking questions related to him and his aides. Democrats on the House Oversight and Reform Committee today grilled the heads of 2 gun manufacturers over the use of their weapons in many mass shootings. Lawmakers threatened to issue subpoenas after a third executive from gun company Smith & Wesson failed to appear at today's hearing. Deborah Alfarone has more from Capitol Hill.
I saw the shooter emerge above a second-floor roof line and point his long gun at my family and those around us and rapidly fire.
Heart-wrenching stories of gun violence were followed by tough questions as firearm manufacturers took the hot seat on Capitol Hill.
What are you going to do?
It's okay.
To make sure that your products don't get into the hands of a white supremacist mass shooter.
Executives from Sturm, Ruger and Company, and Daniel Defense condemned recent gun massacres.
Like all Americans, I grieve, when we read about these tragic incidences.
But they refused the Democrats' calls to take responsibility.
These acts are committed by murderers. The murderers are responsible.
You market weapons of war to civilians and children. You make millions by selling them. But when someone pulls the trigger, you refuse to accept responsibility.
As expected, partisan passions flared at Wednesday's hearing, with Republicans accusing Democrats of going after the Second Amendment.
It's insane what you're pushing. It's not going to end well. When those gunfights happen, that blood will be on your hands.
We will not be threatened with violence and bloodshed because we want reasonable gun control.
The House Democrats are currently working on a package that includes an assault weapons ban, provisions to remove civil case immunity for gun makers, and funding for police. That legislation could come up for a vote next month. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
If passed in the House, an assault weapons ban is expected to fall short in the evenly divided U.S. Senate. The last time Congress passed a federal assault weapons ban was back in 1994, which expired 10 years later. Still ahead, another interest rate hike.
The Federal Reserve is once again taking steps to fight inflation. I'm Naomi Ruckham on Wall Street, and I'll tell you what it means for the overall economy.
And next in Health Watch, how a woman's Apple Watch helped save her life. It shows an elevated risk of death from stroke and coronary heart disease in men treating prostate cancer with hormone therapy. The study, published in the Aging Male, involved more than 13,000 patients. The author says it's important that older men are screened for pre-existing cardiovascular disease before they begin taking any hormone-lowering drugs to treat prostate cancer. Children conceived using fertility treatments were no more likely to have a development issue than those conceived without reproductive assistance. That's according to a large study led by the University of Bristol. Researchers followed 14,000 pregnant women and their offspring and found differences in the growth, weight, and body fat of children conceived through fertility treatment are small and no longer apparent by late adolescence. A Maine woman who's recovering from surgery credits her Apple Watch for saving her life. Reporter Ken McLeod has more.
Kim Durkee swears by it now, but she didn't believe her Apple Watch for the first couple of nights in late May when it woke her up warning that her heart was in atrial fibrillation.
Then the third night, the numbers went a little too high for comfort. And I just went, you know what? Go to the emergency room. If they tell you it's nothing to worry about, then toss the watch.
Doctors in Maine soon confirmed that her heart was beating erratically for a simple and scary reason. She had a myxoma, a rare, fast-growing tumor that was choking off her heart's blood supply and would have eventually caused a stroke.
And they said, well, how did you know you had AFib? And I said, because my watch told me.
She had no other symptoms besides the AFib, but quickly made arrangements for a trip to Mass General, where she underwent surgery on June 27th, and doctors removed a 4-centimeter tumor.
I consider myself to be extremely lucky to be here and talking to you.
The 67-year-old bought the watch to help monitor her exercise regimen and summon emergency help should she fall. She never dreamed the watch featuring Minnie Mouse would help diagnose a deadly tumor. Ken McLeod for CBS News, Boston.
Myxomas are more common in women than men, and about 1 in 10 are inherited or passed down through families, according to the National Institutes of Health. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Duda from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we got an animal fun fact about clownfish.
Plus, we finally have some thunderstorms out there. We're going to take a look at that coming up. Well, of course, it turned out to be another hot one for us today, but the difference is we've been getting some scattered showers and thunderstorms in here over the past couple hours, and we are going to start to get some relief from the heat, which is good news. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Look at this. These are severe thunderstorm warnings, which have been popping up over the past several hours. Majority of these are staying in our southern counties, but this trend over the next few days, I think most of us will get some rain over about the next 2 to 3 days. A little bit of a batch right across southeastern Kansas, west central parts of Missouri, just mainly scattered showers. All the big guys are staying in our southern counties. These are low-grade severe storms, so we're talking winds right around 60 miles per hour and some small hail. But you can see this cluster moving into Delaware County. So here's Grove, Grand Lake, Jay, Oklahoma. These are all kind of drifting northeast at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Let's go into Benton County, Gravette, Bentonville, Bella Vista, Rogers, all a cluster of showers and thunderstorms. We have a severe thunderstorm warning. This is in southern parts of McDonald County, so you got Pineville, Knoll, and then we can track a little bit farther toward the east. Here's eastern McDonald County, and then heading into western parts of Berry County in southwestern Missouri. So here's Cassville, you got Eagle Rock on Table Rock Lake in the southern part of the county, and then again, these are drifting off toward the north and to the east. These are going to stick around the next 2 or 3 hours, again, mainly in our southern counties, but we'll have additional showers and thunderstorms, which will develop out across the Kansas-Oklahoma state line and then into northwestern Kansas later on tonight, and that will give us additional chances by the time we head into the morning hours tomorrow. Temperatures have cooled with the clouds, scattered showers, 80s to 90s. Here's 7th and Range Line currently outside at 92, a north wind at about 15, humidity at 47%. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 80s, eventually into the mid-70s later on tonight. All right, let's go through time. We're going to stop at 7 p.m. Still scattered thunderstorms, southern counties, kind of sticking around till 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Most of us from the metro north, not a whole bunch going on through the evening. As we go into the overnight hours, it quiets down until late tonight. Here's 3 a.m. Additional scattered showers and thunderstorms getting going into the morning hours tomorrow. Again, the main focus along and south of Interstate 44. As we get into the afternoon, our northern counties start to get into the action with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Day planner 74 to start, 83 by noon. High temp, still hot, but better at about 91 degrees. By the time we head into tomorrow night, additional scattered showers and thunderstorms late, and then kind of on and off storms once again by the time we head into Friday. And some of these are going to produce some heavy amounts of rain. They're scattered, so it's kind of hard to say how much, but a lot of areas will pick up 1 or 2 inches of rain over the next couple days, which we are in a severe drought, so we need. 91 tomorrow, 80 Friday, 78 for a high on Saturday, 84 on Sunday, and you know the triple-digit heat, they don't want to go away for good.
Yeah, we'll deal with that when we have to, but 78?
I know, that's crazy.
As the high?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. You know, that's close to 30 degrees difference between what the high has been.
It was 107 yesterday.
29 degrees. Coming up, the latest interest rate changes by the Federal Reserve. First, though, we honor a local veteran of the Korean War on this Korean War Veterans Day. Daryl Phillips served in the U.S. Army in 1950 and 51. The Arcadia, Kansas native was stationed in Korea as part of the 7th Infantry Division. And we salute Corporal Daryl Phillips, a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, with inflation on the rise, the Federal Reserve is making another move to try to tamp down rising prices. But it comes at a time when the economy is showing possible signs of slowing. Naomi Ruckham reports.
Prices for just about everything are at a 40-year high, and many are struggling to make ends meet.
I feel the inflation pain every day. Every day everything is going up and up.
The Federal Reserve is taking another step to fight inflation. Wednesday, the board raised a key rate 0.75 percentage point, the 4th rate hike since March.
High inflation imposes significant hardship, especially on those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation.
The move is designed to slow the economy and keep prices in check. But CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says it will also push up rates on certain loans.
If you're carrying a credit card balance, it's probably going to get more expensive next month. If you're going to get a new car loan, that could be more expensive. People who have adjustable rate mortgages, when the adjustment comes, it's probably going to adjust higher.
The Fed's latest move comes as Wall Street receives mixed signals about the health of the economy. Home sales are dropping, but the job market remains strong. And a host of earnings reports this week shows most of America's biggest companies continue to post profits, although overall economic growth is slowing.
That's what the Fed wants. They want economic growth to slow down. They don't want to tip into a recession, but they want slower growth, so the rate of price increases comes down accordingly.
The Federal Reserve will keep an eye on prices and the economy as it readies for another interest rate hike, which could come in September. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Now, tomorrow morning, investors are going to get a better indication of where the economy stands with the latest measure of the U.S. gross domestic product, which could signal a recession. With all the summer heat, utility bills have also been high. Well, now the Biden administration is launching a new pilot program using solar power to help bring down utility costs. The new initiatives would allow people in subsidized rental or low-income housing to apply for community solar energy. The program aims to power 5 million homes by 2025. Twitter is setting the date on a shareholders vote over the $44 billion Elon Musk buyout. The company announced the vote to approve the acquisition deal will be on September 13th. The announcement comes as the legal fight between Twitter and Musk over the deal intensifies. Musk earlier this month moved to terminate his agreement to buy Twitter. Twitter, in turn, filed a lawsuit against the billionaire to force the deal. Twitter's board has unanimously recommended that shareholders vote in favor of that deal. Our Pet Vet on Call, next. Next on the CBS Evening News, more on what the Federal Reserve's interest rate hike could mean for your mortgage and credit cards. Then on KOAM News at 6, a Joplin woman is sentenced for a DWI crash that killed 2 people. Plus, local firefighters explain what different fire danger warnings mean, and we're going to hear from the Joplin Outlaws head coach as the team advances to the Mink League Championship. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. If you've seen the Pixar film Finding Nemo, you're at least somewhat familiar with this species, but maybe not as familiar as you think. Our Pet Vet on Call, Dr. Eva Dudek, has a fun fact about clownfish.
Born with both male and female parts, and then they all become males until the predominantly masculine animal becomes a female. At that point, she is extremely aggressive to maintain control over her males, but if she dies, then the male of the hierarchy becomes a female. So I think what this tells us is that the clownfish is one of the few, if not the only, animal that is true transgender animal.
We invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, you just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. Now let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. From the Joplin Humane Society, we've chosen Carl. Carl is a domestic short-haired kitten. Kind of cute, Carl. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, we've chosen this 2-year-old male Australian cattle dog golden retriever mix named Bucky. Bucky is a bit of everything, and he seems very happy about it. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? Carl and Bucky. Bucky was smiling for the camera, I believe.
Yeah, he wants a new home.
Yeah. Might be raining cats and dogs in some places before long.
Yeah, in fact, if we can get Max 2 pulled up, I know I'm putting you guys on the spot, but you can see the band of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in our southern counties, but look at all the severe thunderstorm warnings. These are all low-grade severe thunderstorms. We'll stick around the next couple hours and then more thunderstorms late tonight. So on our 7-day, what you can see is temperatures look so much better. A high temp of only 78 Saturday.
I'm loving that. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.